Greetings, friends. Greetings, friends. Parchment here. Welcome to another QPP. Welcome to another QPP. Brought to you by you see that? Nick at Technical Designs. Some of you guys might have seen some stuff on Facebook and Instagram and all that with the working headlights. Well, I got a hold of Nick, ordered me up some lights, and dude, let me tell you, these things are bomb. Did a little wheel swap, detail work on his Porsche. Get high, low beam, high beam, and beam, high beam, and there we go. See that? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Culamundo? It's beautiful, man. This is the first one I did because the headlights were clear on it. I thought that would be the easiest. The easiest thing to attempt to do it on. This particular kit was a basic light kit with just the headlights and taillights, but it uses these batteries here, little watch batteries or whatever you call them. You can either use a 20. The model number is a 2016 or 2032. I think that the battery holder that comes with that basic light kit, I think the 2032 just fits better in the holder, but either one will work. But anyway, there's that one. And then I got the basic police kit, but on this particular kit, here, check it out. Iscarlos, Iscahais, and then it's like, pull the flip over, buddy. Bad boys, bad boys. This one was a little more challenging because it had two lights, two additional lights, the little red and blue lights up front. But this one was a little different in that it had a lithium-ion battery. It came with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Let me see if I can. One of these little dudes right here. Hang on. Stand by. As usual, I'm not ready. I am not ready. One of those little guys right there. See it? One of those little dudes. So it's rechargeable. So on the bottom has a little charge port that right there that you plug this little charger in. So you make sure you order it with the charger, because the chargers, I think the charger's sold separately, I'm not sure, or you can get the kit with the charger. So I plan on taking this little charger, and it has the little cell phone charging port, so you could use your cell phone to plug into the charger, and then you plug this into the car. Got it? So I was going to actually mount this in another vehicle, and then, I don't know, do that route. This is so really cool. But these things are so freaking bright. I mean, they're amazing. Look at that. I'm going to blind you right now. Cheeky deep. So in order to put them together, obviously I put it together with the screws and stuff. And I don't want to take this one apart because it was kind of tricky putting it together. And I think that each vehicle is going to present a different challenge depending on where you're going to put the switch and the charging port and all that stuff, and how you're going to mount everything. On this particular one, the material behind the headlight, the die-cast part, I had to relieve with a Dremel tool. I had to cut a bunch of material out so that I could easily open up the headlight assembly, the area for the headlight. Let me turn it off and see if it's, I don't know if you can see it or not. Boom. I don't know if you can see the opening or not, but I carved it all out. And then the lights in the grill, I just drilled small holes in the light assembly areas there. But these things are freaking awesome. If I were you, I'd order them by the freaking truckload. Because the more you buy, the cheaper it is. Shipping wise. So this was my first, these were my first 2 cars I did. Kind of develop, you got to develop your own little way of doing it. The way you can go online and download some instructions. I got them around here somewhere on how it all, the wiring and everything all plays out in them. But as far as actually putting them in the car, each one's different, so you got to kind of figure it out. What I've been using, what I used on both of them is just regular liquid super glue, not the gel. I hate the gel super glue. I use the liquid super glue, and then baking soda. And so I'll put a little drop of super glue on where I want to lay it on the car. I'll put a little drop of super glue on the wire, and then I'll take this little tool here. It's like they're like carving tools at Harbor Freight. I think there are 5 or 6 of them. And this particular one has like a little scoop. So I'll scoop up a little bit of the baking soda and put it on the drop of super glue, and it's instant epoxy. So you can put them together real quick. You just got to be careful with the super glue. I made the mistake of trying to super glue in the switch, and I got super glue in the switch, and I went back and put a little acetone. I got the switch to work, but it was touch and go there for a while. So be careful with the super glue. I also, on the Mustang, I used hot glue, my hot glue gun. One of these little cheapy hot glue guns with the little sticks to glue in a few of the interior pieces. So the Porsche actually obviously the lights went into the body part of it, and then the electrics went in the chassis. So the problem you have with that is you have these 2 pieces side by side that you can't separate once you put them together. So then you have to work back and forth like this, which presents a problem. I guess on some cars there's no way around that. On this particular car, I put everything in the body itself. So all the electrics are underneath the hood. I cut out the everything ahead of the windshield. I cut out to allow for the battery and the little circuit board. And then the switch and the charging port I left loose, and then I cut the holes out for each component, and then kind of fit the chassis over and allowed the switch to pop through and the charging port to pop through, screwed it down, and then everything's nice and secure. So everything was contained within the body shell itself. So that saved a lot of fiddling around, because you have to be very careful with moving. The wires are super tiny. I mean, they're the size of a thread. So this is the basic kit here. There's the battery, lithium-ion battery. There's the charging port. This is the circuit board right here. It's actually much tinier than that because it's in this tape to protect it. And then here's the switch. Right, so you got headlights, low beam, high beam. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like something's funky with this one. So you got... Well, I guess it's just pointed at a different angle. But anyway, that's the basic light kit with the lithium ion. The first one I used those batteries. I would recommend get the lithium because it's much smaller. I mean, as you can see, the battery itself is bigger, and then you have the little holder that holds the battery it makes it even larger than that. So it was a little tricky on the Porsche to get the battery deal in there. In fact, I had to leave the interior tub out of it to make it fit. So I would recommend these, because then you can recharge them as opposed to taking the car apart and changing out the battery. But however you wanted to do it. I think if you were doing like a bigger car, like maybe if you were doing like a combat medic or a ambulance or something like that, you could throw the battery in it. But all you gotta do is make an extra hole for the plug, and you're good to go. The other thing too is I discovered the Nick has provided protection for the for a lot of this stuff, like the switch, the charging port here, and here he's got tape over it because the terminals are actually exposed. I don't know if you can see on the switch here. So there's exposed terminals here. And the same with the lights. The lights are just like little grains of salt, right? But the terminals are exposed. There's really no way to insulate those. So if you touch it to the body of the car, you'll short it out and the light won't work. You won't damage it, but it'll short. So you got to make sure that the light terminals themselves don't hit the metal part of the car, otherwise it'll short it out. I did that several times doing the Mustang, and it didn't do any damage to it. So now I just ordered a second round of stuff from Nick, and I'll throw a link in the bottom there. I want you guys to blow up his site. I want you guys to just inundate him with orders, because these things are so flipping cool. But I ordered I had a second order, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and try my hand at actually that's one of the circuit boards. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's the circuit board. That's the police circuit board. And what do I do with the other one? They're so tiny. And there's the regular one. But you can see the little, I don't know if you can see where you have to solder on each of those little pads. And stand by, let me get the instruction book. So you can download, you can go right now to his site, download the instructions for each of those, and kind of get a feel for, you know, if you want to build your own. I'm kind of like a hands-on kind of guy. I like to figure out, you know, how stuff works. Like this one here is like got some crazy lights. He's got like this advanced kit that has high beam, low beam, fog lights, turn signals, brake lights. I mean, it's insane, and it's so cool. So yeah, get on there, order up some stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna try my hand at soldering one of these deals. It should be interesting. But just be very careful with it, because the wires are super tiny. And I did break a couple. I did break two of them off on the police car, on the switch, because I kept monkeying it back and forth, and it snapped off. But I soldered it back on, so it is possible. And I used the soldering gun I used was a little cordless deal. What did I do with it? A Weller. These little cordless Wellers. It uses 2 AAA batteries, and it works pretty good. I got hot glue everywhere. Nice. So yeah, that's what I've been tinkering with. So I'm thinking about remember the ambulance? You might have seen the ambulance I did, and I made it out of just a novelty toy, Halloween novelty toy. I gutted and put all the lights. It just had four lights, and I stuck it in the box on the ambulance, and it was pretty cool before I even discovered these lights some years back. And since then the batteries died, and so I'm gonna tear it all apart, and that's why I got one of the circuit boards to solder myself, because I want to do an ambulance that has 4 blinking red lights on the box, and then it'll have headlights too. So that'll be pretty cool. And then I'd like to do a tow truck as well, to have flashing amber lights. So I didn't, on his site, I didn't see that he offered anything ambulance or work vehicle related. So I figured, well, he sells the parts, so I can, you can build them yourself. So I ordered amber lights, red lights, clear lights, a couple batteries, some switches, charging ports. I figure I just use this little charger to charge all my cars. But I'm sure I'm going to be ordering more stuff, because this is just so cool. I mean, it's just endless with the things you can think about what to put them in. Like this little, for example, this little truck I've been working on. You could easily put headlights on that, and then you could wire up little taillights on little stanchions for the taillights, right? So you could run the cool wires along the frame or whatever. It's just the possibilities are endless if you're creative. I'm not very creative. I sort of see things I like and copy them. But sometimes I come up with a pretty genius idea from now and then. Price-wise, each of the if you want to buy each individual LED is they're like 50 cents a piece. right? The light kit, the cop car light kit, basic light kit's $13, right? No, I'm sorry, $14, and the regular one's $13 for the regular car. So I mean, you know, the rechargeable batteries are $8. You know, it's pretty much real affordable. I get people ask me, oh, I want to buy it. The only problem is I get done with these things, I don't want to sell them because they're so freaking cool. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't think it's something you could mass produce. I guess you could. You'd have to do the same car though, so that you could get good at it and really knock them out. But I want to just keep doing different cars. So a lot of my videos are mostly how-to videos because I want you guys to get out there in the garage, get out there in your shop, and get dirty and build stuff. Use your hands, build stuff. You know, anybody can go out and buy this stuff, you know, already done and whatever. But the fun is actually assembling and building and putting the stuff together and then making it work. You know, and then blowing all your friends and stuff away. Because I walk into this, I take the cop car, walk into the little donut shop one morning and put that on the counter, and they're like, "Where the heck did you get that?" You know, I made it. So that's half the fun of it, blowing people away. So I guess that's it for now. Technical designs. Go get some light kits. Buy them by the trainload. Come on now. Let's blow this guy up. Let's make him wish that he never met the Pooch Man, because I'm going to promote him big time. Yeah, I guess that's it. And most of you know the update. I'm fine. If you were on Facebook or whatever, I was in the hospital yesterday for 13 hours for a 15-minute procedure. I had a spot on my arm. Had a little spot of cancer. Some pretty bad skin cancer. So they took another chunk out. Hopefully they got it all. So, but that's what I was doing yesterday. That's what all the hubbub is on Facebook. Thank you guys for all your prayers and your support and all your love and your kindness. It is appreciated. It was a long day yesterday, and it was an outpatient procedure, and I thought for sure they were just going to, you know, numb me up and do their thing, but they ended up putting me under, and I woke up all jacked up. So I did get my appointment was at I had to be there at the hospital at 12. I didn't get home till 12:30, so in the evening or the following day. So that was a long day. So today I'm just goofing off, taking it easy, trying not to move my arm too much. There's really no pain at all. I don't know whether that's normal or whether the pain will kick in later or whatever, but I would have thought it would. Anyway, I'm fine. I'll be all right. More videos to come. I'm still haven't done my weekly 1 week video a week thing. Sorry about that. I haven't answered any of comments on my channel in ages. I need to do that because there's like, I don't know, 45,000 comments now that I need to address. So, yeah. And then Poochman Motors. Go check out Poochman Motors. I'm going to throw some more cars up there for sale. Kind of thinning the herd on that. And then you check me out on Instagram. Poochman B on Instagram. I'm always posting stuff. Although I did have a problem with Instagram. I kept hanging videos up. It wouldn't load. And then one guy suggested I update it, and then I had to figure out how to update it, and I updated it, and it still wouldn't load. And then anyway, had to uninstall. If you get stuff hanging at the top of Instagram, right? You upload something and it just hangs there, and it says it'll load later or whatever. They recommend to uninstall the app and then reinstall it, update it, and then you should be good. So far I haven't had any trouble with it, but who knows? Anyway, technology. All right, and as always, I'm going to leave you with this handy tip. And it's very helpful. When you go into the hospital and you see